Hi, I'm Mike. I'm going to offer some brief observations now about the role of consumption in building a net zero future. Now, we as people consume a lot of stuff, and there's a lot of us, whether it's 5.5 million people in Scotland, 66 million people across the UK, 7.8 billion people on the planet. A lot of us consuming a lot of stuff. So, for example, in 2019, the world consumed 130 billion pieces of clothing and footwear. The world used 120 billion pieces of packaging for beauty products. The world's largest fizzy drink company sold 700 billion servings of its drinks around the world. There were 14 billion mobile devices on the planet. It'll soon be 17 billion. Before lockdown, the UK was using 7 million disposable coffee cups every day. And guess where most of them ended up? Not in recycling. 33% of the food that we consume on the planet is never eaten by a human being. It's wasted back in the field, in a shop, in somebody's home. Put another way, that's $1 trillion worth of food, 1 billion tonnes, or perhaps more harrowingly, 500 calories per person per day, when 750 million people are going to bed hungry every night. It's a waste. There's 45 million tonnes a year of e-waste, electronic waste around the world, and only 20% of it is being remotely recycled properly. And all that consumption footprint has a huge impact on carbon, on water, on waste, on people. And we've got to find a way of reducing it. Now, the good news is governments around the world, including here in the UK, are starting to take steps to tackle consumption. The UK government's bringing legislation in to drive UK businesses to eradicate deforestation from their supply chains wherever in the world they're sourcing from. Good news. We're going to ban the sale of new diesel and petrol cars from 2030. We've brought taxes in to try and eradicate single-use plastic and plastics that are hard to recycle. So all around us, government and business are starting to take the first tentative steps to reduce that consumption footprint. But it simply is not enough. So I'm just going to share with you briefly now 10 observations how government and business can do more to make this consumption footprint go down. The first thought is on something called science-based targets. A number of businesses are now voluntarily introducing goals to reduce their footprints for their scope 1, 2 and 3. Scope 3 being those global footprint supply chains and also the use of their products in consumers' homes. It's great to see, but it needs to be mandatory for businesses of a certain size. The second thing we need is businesses to report transparently on their social and environmental footprint. Many good businesses do already, but we need to encourage more to do so as well. Transparency brings action and change. The third thing we need to do is tax high carbon products and also those that are difficult to recycle, whether it's as plastic packaging or consumer goods as well. We need to drive them out of the marketplace because people pay the true price of the impact they have on the environment. We also need to improve consumer labelling of products so people can start to make better informed decisions about which products to buy, which have the lowest impact, and reward the producers that are producing them. Banks need to lend money to companies with sustainability strings attached. Boardrooms need to set bonus targets based upon sustainability performance in a business. Businesses need to work together to drive collective change. The British Retail Consortium has just brought 63 UK retailers, even at the height of the pandemic, together to work together on cutting their scope 1, 2 and 3 carbon footprint to net zero by 2040. Only by working together can they possibly do it. We need to seize the opportunity of the fourth industrial revolution, digital revolution, to try and track and trace billions of items from thousands of factories and fields around the world using pen, paper and abacus. Not possible. Using big data and artificial intelligence, we can. This digital revolution can work for us. We need to support tens of thousands of suppliers in global supply chains, helping them drive change. Big businesses have got a responsibility to help them become more sustainable, not just through audit or standards or controls, but by helping them understand the business benefits of becoming more sustainable. We need businesses to shift from just selling products for single use to service models where you rent things, where things can be returned, reused and reused again all the time. So there's so much that business can do and government needs to do to drive down the consumption footprint. But the final observation is that we as individuals can do more as well. We should only buy what we need to buy. We should try and buy quality with longevity as well. And when we finish with things, we need to make sure that they can be repaired, reused, resold, donated or recycled as well. Never throw anything away. So consumption has got a huge role to play in building a net zero future for us all. We've started to play around the sides of it to reduce the footprint of what we have. But as government, as businesses, as individuals, there's so much more we can do. Thank you.